Hello, people. Hope you all are doing good. Welcome to our YouTube channel. I'm in Azure. So today's agenda is I'm going to give a brief introduction on what is Azure Data Factory, and we're gonna create a basic uh, pipeline inside Azure Data Factory, which will copy data from one storage to another storage, which is an ETL operation. Generally, what we require for a very large data. So to start the context, we know we are in a world where we live with very big data, where the data we get is completely an unorganized data. We get the data from in the form of logs, or in the form of some input from the users, or some data from the uh, activities. Like if you are collecting data from IoT, the IoT devices will serve you some data, or if you are collecting data from some APIs, it will be in the form of JSONs. If you are getting data from files, it will be in CSV or some text format. Wherever we see the data which is coming in mostly in a relational or non-relational, or it can be in the form of images, or different form of data we get from different storages. And if we want to make a workout on that data, to take some business decisions or to do some analysis, it will be very difficult. So to take something meaningful out of that data, we need to process that data, and we need to refine that data and have it in a proper formats, proper structure, which the business users or the end user can look at the data, and he can understand what is the uh, real utilization of the data. That means what he can get out of the data. Is it improving his business, or where is the higher impact in the business, something like that. So it is always necessary to have something actionable that we need to do on the raw data, to make it good for the business insights. So that is where the Azure come up with a service called Azure Data Factory, which is a managed cloud service that can build for these complex hybrid ETL and ELT and data injection projects. So that is we gonna look today. So let me just share my screen and show you how we're gonna create the very basic data factory, and the what all the different components we have inside the Azure Data Factory. So let me go with the screen share. Yeah, to start with, I would like to highlight the components that we're going to use inside the Data Factory. So whatever you see on my screen is a very high level view of an different components that we're going to use. So basically we will be creating a pipeline. Let me just use some nodes to draw. Yeah, so this is the pipeline where you will have all your activities. If you want to do some kind of extraction, or if you want to transform the data, like do aggregations or deletions, some kind of operation on the data, on the raw data, you will collect you will do it inside the pipeline. So what basically pipeline is, pipeline is a logical grouping of activities. So what these activities is, these are the activities like the copy activity, or some kind of operation you want to do on the data that you get. You call those as activities. Like you can call a stored procedure on the data, or else you can copy the data from one storage to another, or else you can write some Hive script, or else you can call some web APIs, or else you can call some function apps. All the transformations or the extraction can be done by using different kinds of activities. That is the part of activities. So if you combine all these activities in a logical grouping, that we're going to call it as a pipeline. So that is the pipeline. And what is the data set means? Data set is just a name given to a data. It can be like a file, or else it can be some table in the relational database, or else it can be some API endpoint, something like that. Whatever that is, we just call it as a data set. I will be going to show you how we can create all this in the portal, but you will understand it better when I show it on the portal. And a linked service is nothing but it just it is something like a connection string, which says where is your table or where is your file, uh, or something like that. So if you look at the figure, it says you can just relate with us with this arrow marks, like the pipeline is a logical grouping of all the activities, and all the activities runs on top of the linked services. This linked services connection string, as I mentioned, you can give your SQL Server credentials or storage account credentials or Hadoop cluster configuration, all those details inside this linked service. And this data set is something that this activity going to consume, and it will produce some kind of data, and it return to this data set. And this data set represents a data item, which I mentioned earlier. It just represents where is the data exactly. It is in table or file, and it is stored inside this path, which is your linked service. It can be again the location where it gonna save. So this is very high level. Clear everything. And I just put all these points on a notepad also, just to give a clear point. Like, what is a pipeline? A pipeline is a logical grouping of all activities which gonna perform a task. So, and a data set is a named view of data that simply points or reference the data you want, which can be an input or output for your activity. And a linked service is much like a connection string, which defines the connection information. So this is the very basic. So let's get started with the creation of Azure Data Factory service, and inside that we will create pipelines. So to create an ADF, I have created a resource group, and I named it as a dev ADF. ADF stands for Azure Data Factory. Let's just create it, and we need to look for data factory. Here you go. While creating the data factory, it will ask you for the resource group, subscription, region details, and the version you want to choose. So let me just name it as dev ADF service. And version, earlier it was V1, which will be deprecated soon. So Microsoft recommend you to go with the V2 version, which is the current recommended one. And in the next tab, you have this configuration with Git. If you have your data sets or linked services or pipelines already configured, and you have them as an ARM template files, you can just configure this Git, so that you don't need to create everything from the scratch. You can just get all the pipeline, all the services, all the data factory data sets and pipelines readily available. So we don't have, so I'm just going to ignore this for now and put it as configure later. Networking, it can be private endpoint or public endpoint. For now, we're gonna connect it through a public endpoint, and keeping the rest of things the default values. I'm going to create the service. So let's just create. So this will take a minute or two to create an pipeline. The data factory service. So inside this data factory service, we're gonna run our ETL. So here we have our service ready, and if you open this, you will be seeing something like this. So you have this ready documentation, which will point you to the Microsoft documentations of Azure Data Factory, where you can create different activities. And you have one more open Azure Data Factory Studio, which will help you to create the pipelines. This will redirect you to a new URL, which is adf.azure.com. And this is the ground where you can create your pipelines. So let's just start with the basic pipeline first. So currently today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna focus on very basic activity, which is copy activity, which is gonna copy data from sorry, one location to another. So as I mentioned, the location can be uh, it can be a SQL or some file store or blob storage, or it can be external storage as well. So in current example, I'm going to use a blob, which is a blob Azure service again to store your blob data. And I'm going to put that one file inside a storage account and copy the same into a different container inside the same storage account. Actually, I'm not going to create two storage accounts. I'm just going to create one storage, and inside the storage I'm going to create two containers. So we need a storage account now, so let's just create that as well. Let's go to the same resource group and create a storage account. So inside the same resource group, I'm going to use the same storage account, sorry, same resource group. So I'm going to name this, then I have to choose the location. I'm choosing the nearest location, keeping the rest of the things to be default. I'm going to create the storage. So it has validated everything. So while validating, it will go through different policies and it will validate policies. If some policy is stopping my creation, then it will throw an error. So just give a minute here to create a storage. Once we have the storage account, we will create containers inside the blob service. So we're gonna name it as a source and destination container. Okay, so here we have our storage. And I'm going to create two containers. I am going to name it one as source and the other one as destination. That's it. So we're gonna use these containers as a data sets in our pipeline. So let's create a pipeline here. So to create a pipeline, you can just click here and create a new pipeline. So you're gonna name your pipeline. So I'm just going to name it as blob copy blob. And as I mentioned, you can do different kind of activities. This is some kind of activities that Microsoft provides, like move and transform, where you can write, where you can get copy activities, or else if you want to write some commands on your data, you can use Azure Data Explorer, or else you want to run some function apps inside your pipeline, you can call this activity. Or else if you're working on Databricks, you can use Databricks or data lake analytics, generics, or HD Insight cluster. If you're gonna write some kind of a Hive script to tackle with big data, then you can write your scripts in this activities. So there are different kinds of activities. So currently we're gonna start with the very basic copy activity. So you just need to drag it here. We can name it the copy activity, like copy Excel, something like that. And then you need to provide your source and the sink. So the source and the sink will represent your data sets. So right now I don't have any data set here, so I can create right from here by clicking this new button, or else I can just come here and create new data sets here as well. So let's just create a new data set. So as I mentioned, a data set can be a name. A data set is a named name just given to the data item. So the your data can reside inside your Oracle, or it can be inside your Amazon S3 bucket or Redshift. It can be in different locations. It can be in Cosmos or SQL database, MySQL, or some file storage. So there are different connections you can use here. So today we're going to use a very simple Azure Blob and continue. So it will just ask for what type of file you're working on. So I'm just going to take CSV for now and continue. So you need to name your data set. So I'm going to name it relevant, like source data set DS. So I just mentioned what type of data set I'm going to choose. I need to point the data set, like what is the actual file or data that I am going to copy here. So for that, we need the connection string. So let's just create a connection string as well. You can create it from here, like the linked service, new, and you need to give the service details here. If you look at here, it directly asks you to create a new service for Azure Blob. If you select SQL, it will ask you to create a linked service for your SQL. So as I mentioned, it is just a connection string. So you just need to select the storage account. So I'm going to select the storage account here. So the storage account I'm gonna use here is I'm in Azure Dev. Yes. So I'm going to test the connection. So once this is successful, I will ask to create the service account. Once this is created, you need to provide the path. So right now I don't have anything inside my source. So what I will do is I will just import something into this container. So import, and I am going to select for a file, desktop. Let's just copy this Jan data and okay, upload. So this will uploaded your file here to this storage source container. Now let's just select the same here, source and Jan data. Now it will now we what we have done is we have set some configuration for our data set. We are saying here what is the blob and what is the connection string and the path. Then we're gonna create this. So this is here, and if you want to like what column delimiter, if you have inside your file, if you have a comma as a delimiter or some tab or some space as a delimiter, you can select it here. Then you have different configurations that you can use as per your requirement. Then we're gonna create so we're gonna select here this first, which is data source, and we need a sink also. So for sink, I'm going to create a different data set because it is a different container. So we can create from here or here as well, a new data set. Let's just create from here. So this is again a blob storage. So I am going to create the same blob and delimiter file, and I'm going to name this data set as a destination data set and the linked service. So linked service is again the connection string. So the connection string, I'm going to have it in the same storage. So I'm going to select this. and I have to choose the container path. So it's gonna be destination this time. So that's all. So I selected this. So my source is here. Sorry, my sink is here and my source is here and my copy activity is here. So I have created a pipeline, then the data sets and the linker services. So once you are done with all this, you can just publish this, or else if you want to test it first, you can debug here as well, or else you can publish this and trigger. So again, to trigger this pipeline, there are you can trigger it manually, or else you can just create some schedule for this, which will trigger it in a timely manner. Where you will schedule some time. So I believe this publication is completed. So here is the trigger option where you can add a trigger here that will schedule this pipeline to run in a scheduled way, like the time zone, how frequently you want to run it. You want to run it in a minutely, hourly, or daily, or weekly, or once in a month, twice a month, something like that. And you can just activate this and it will create a trigger. So I'm not going to create a trigger now. I'm just going to run it manually. So to trigger it, I can click on this add trigger and trigger now. So this will trigger. So it's gonna ask you like this pipeline will be triggered with the latest published configurations. So yes. So if you look now, the pipeline started running and you can monitor here. You have a monitor tab. When you come here, it will says the pipeline is running and it is in progress, and you can just refresh. So this is succeeded. So when it succeeded, you can click here and look at how much time it has taken and what activities it has taken. So currently my activity, I have only one activity. So it says the activity is one and the data moment, how much time it took. If you want to look at the individual activities, you can just click on that and you will see the individual activities. So something like this. So this took 5 seconds to copy. So let's see how the file is copied. We have to go to the destination now and see. So here you see this Jan data file is copied, and that's it. This is how you can create very basic pipeline. I gonna show you the linked services also. So if you come to this manage, you can see the linked services, the connections that we have created, and it is related to two. This means it is used in two data sets, the source and the destination right now. And if you click here, you can just rename, like you can rename, or sorry, you won't be able to rename, but you can change the connection strings if you want. Like if you want to select this to be a different storage account, you can do that. So this is how it's gonna work. Hope you like all this content. If you like the content, please do share and comment if you have any questions in the comment section. And please like the video so that it will be a boost up for my channel to grow also. Thank you so much. In the next video, I am going to come up with how we're going to use ARM templates to create this pipeline, so that I will publish in as soon as possible. And keep supporting my channel. Thank you so much. Bye.